In Genesis 2, it says this, the Lord commanded the man, saying, you must surely eat of every tree of the garden. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in that day that you eat it, you shall surely die. And he gives them this mandate, and they go about life, and all is good, and they're walking in the cool of the day with the Lord and having this communion with the Lord. And the devil starts to get crafty and starts to talk to Eve about being like God. See, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. We're knit together in our mother's womb. All those things are true, but there's this little temptation that we can be like God, like the Creator himself. And that's what Satan uses to tempt Eve. He's like, you'll know just like God knows if you only eat from the thing he told you not to do. Anybody ever been there on decision making? You're like, maybe I should do this thing. It's like, God said not to do it. Maybe I should do it anyway, see what the consequences are. No, we probably don't think like that, do we? We're probably just like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. And then the consequences come. And he's like, didn't I tell you not to do it? You're like, did you? Yes, it's in the Bible. It says here in Genesis 3:6, it says, when the woman saw the tree was good for food and that it was delight to the eyes and the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took its fruit and ate. And she also gave some to her husband who was with her. And he ate. He knew where it was coming from. It wasn't like he was like, what fruit is this? It's a random fruit, Lord. He knew what he was doing. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed together fig leaves together and made themselves loincloths. They experienced shame for the very first time because they broke the heart of God. It says that they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. This is not a shocking thing. This is what they experienced with God, communion with God. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man and said, where are you? You think about that. He knows what's going on. He's already heartbroken walking around in this garden that he made for mankind. And it was all over this temptation that was there, this fruit, that thing that we're just not willing to follow God on. It was all about that thing that separated us from God. And there's something in your life, there's something in mine that we have to battle against, that we can't give in to that thing, that we need to take that to the Lord and to ask for forgiveness, that we had that pure communion with God. Maybe it's unforgiveness. Maybe it's pride. Maybe it's a hidden thing that you're doing you don't want others to know. I can't say for you, friend. But I know this. I know there's a God that wants to have more of your heart and wants to have pure communion with you, that you would have nothing separating you away from that pure God. It becomes a broken communion because we made the decision to break God's heart, to sin against him.